Hey, high school small group leaders, man, I'm so excited for this Sunday as we are continuing in our series looking through the book of Jeremiah, where last week we talked about modern day idolatry and what that looks like. This week, we're going to get into the question of why do Christians do what Christians do? And specifically, we're kind of looking at some of the moral things of like, don't steal, don't commit murder, don't lie, be generous, that sort of stuff. And so we're not thinking like Christian spiritual practices, worshiping together, communion, that sort of stuff. We're thinking more like moral codes. And we're going to be getting into this idea because there's really, when you come down to it, when you think about it, there's two reasons why a Christian would obey God. There's this sense of obligation that I should, that he's God and I'm not, and I should follow what he says. And so many of our students, specifically so many of our high schoolers, have grown up in some sort of Christian context. Their home is Christian or their environment is Christian. And so this sense of obligation is the easiest one to teach when kids are young. It's not the best one to hold on to, I don't think. And so what we're going to be getting into is there's a different reason to obey God. And it's out of thankfulness and worship. And that motivation is completely different because now it's not, I should do these things for God because he's God. But rather, it's looking back at the cross, it's looking back at all these different moments and saying, wow, God is so incredible. Of course I want to do the things that he asks of me, that he tells me to do, because it's my way to say thanks for all that he has done for me. And I think that that's going to be that key delineating difference that we're going to be driving after. And that is really, really hard for students, for anybody to grab onto immediately. And so this week, your small group, the conversation may feel difficult because you're digging in really deep into students' hearts and you're saying, why do you do these things? And some students may have never analyzed this to begin with. Other students may know the Christian answer and say, oh, I do it because I love Jesus. And that's not what they really actually feel. And so I just want to give you the full heads up. This might be a tricky weekend. This might be a tricky Sunday night to have really robust, great conversation. But my hope is that this can be another one of those nights where you're getting reps in, where we're causing students to think deeply about something. You can journey along with them and say yeah, this is something that I wrestle with constantly, of what's my motive behind the things that I do. And this can be something that is helping lay a solid foundation for the conversations to come. So there's one thing that, so is a terrible transition word. This is completely unrelated. You've probably heard me say this a lot. The youth ministry is getting reps in. It's planting seeds and watering soil. And it is so rare that we get to see the fruit of our laborers actually come to fruition. It's so rare that a student will, call you on a Monday morning and say, man, that conversation that we had last night, it was life-changing. Student ministry has absolutely changed my world, and it's all because that question that you asked was amazing. I wish that it was like that. For some of you, you are many years into this, and you've probably never had a student call you and say wow, you're changing my life. But just recently, I want to read this. I took a picture of it because it's living on my refrigerator now. A girl who is in our youth ministry in Arizona. She was in Megan's small group. If you don't know Megan, she's my wife. And she was in our student ministry. And she is graduating college this year. So she sent Megan and I a note in the mail, and it just got in. She said, Adam and Megan, man, I miss you guys so much. You guys made the biggest impact on my life, and I will forever be thankful to you for coming to Sierra Vista. The advice and love you showed me quite literally saved my life multiple times and followed me through the last 3 years of college. Thank you for taking the time to answer my phone calls, talking to me before college. All those conversations have stayed with me and offered so much guidance to me and others. Anyways, I love you guys, and I can't wait to visit you one day when I'm not completely broke. Haha. She is a weird exception because most everybody, I've never written my youth pastor, and he made a big difference in my life. If you grew up through youth ministry, you probably haven't written your youth pastor. Most of your kids will not write you. But this was one of those moments for me, and I hope it can be the same moment for you, that proved that what you are doing, you are making a huge difference. These students are going to look back on some of these conversations that you are currently having with them, and they're going to look back on them as they are a college student, as they are graduating and going into whatever career field, as they're getting ready to have children, as they are parenting, as they are living their lives. They're going to remember conversations that they had with you. They're going to remember that you're out there and that you care about them, and that they have somebody in their corner. You are making such a big difference. I hope that you know that. I hope that you know that every Sunday night when you show up and you pour into these kids, you're impacting their lives in a big way. Because I firmly believe that. And I'm so incredibly glad that it's you. That you're the one making that difference. I love getting to serve with you, and I cannot wait to serve with you this Sunday night.